Welcome back, everyone. I'm joined now by race director and CEO of Dawson Racing, Ian Dawson. Ian, thanks for being with us.
That's great, Carlos. It's glad to be back. And, obviously I've been spending a couple of weeks doing what actually team managers and people do in the real world, and that's watching racetrack discipline and where I feel somebody could move forward and who perhaps needs a little bit more time to prepare for the next round of tournaments.
Definitely. And so our drivers are getting ready. They're all getting in the lobby. Um, as we break this down, we're going to bring up the chart here for you guys to break down. Tell us a little bit more about what you expect from our drivers today.
Yeah, so the two guys on the front row is Ben Whetstone, who's Dawson Racing's data engineer, and we've got Nelson Mason, who's a professional racer out of Canada, who's raced for us and tested with us. We have Brandon Wang in the Zotac car, and alongside it, Zach Lewis in the STEM, and Scott Cowan in the STEM car, Don Ente in the D3 Transformers, and we've got Pablo Gonzalez, who is a technician with us here in the Transformers car, and I know now have Alessio a little bit late in the Zotac car coming onto the race, and we have the two invites from the round a little bit earlier, and that is Sydney Jim, and we've got Tim Drenahan. So they're from Viva, and I'm pleased to see that they've got in. It was a close call actually for the pair of them, but I think the other guys just need to do a little bit more practice, respect a little bit about what's going on, and make sure that hopefully we'll see them again in the future in the ability to get in the main event.
Absolutely. And we've got drivers from all over the world. Really cool to see their hero cards. Um, cool to see how we've broken it down from 16 drivers now to just 10. We've been putting it all out here at on one race. This is exciting.
Absolutely, and I think for our point of view, it wasn't about just people just enjoying themselves. This was a learning. Remember, this is a STEM support program, and very, very important that we are monitoring what's going on. And I hope everybody respects that. And unfortunately, for the guys that have got in, they all did a good job, and I think people made a lot of progress. I think in Tim's case at the back there, although he's been a powerboat pilot in offshore racing, has never done this before. Round by round, he's made more progress, and kept himself very clean. And I think that was a decisive point for me to move forward. So I'm pleased to see we've got hopefully a really good group of guys here who are going to have a very clean 15-lap race here, and show that they've all learned something and they can chase our two guys at the front.
Love it. And so we're about a minute away from getting started. Tell us, as they're going into this race, where is the race made? How are our drivers going to win this?
Yeah, I mean, we've now got a situation, as you've seen. It's Road Atlanta's very fast. You've got to be very precise. It's not a place that, for instance, we need any lunging down the insides on the curbs, because if you catch them here, you will damage your car and more than likely take out the person you're trying to pass. So patience is required, but also the ability to position yourself to, as the 15 laps go on, that you can get yourself in a good place and get yourself on the podium. So, and I think we've got a group of guys here who are all capable of doing that. So really, really looking forward to this now, to see how we look at this race pan out.
Love it. Yeah, I mean, just some of the historical pieces behind it. Fastest lap ever was 1:06, which is quite fast. I think overall, breaking down the track and being able to find those, spots in the track where you can gain some leverage and gain some speed is going to be very critical to positioning and overall who's going to win this.
Absolutely, and I think I said in my runoff that anybody can get out of 7 around the back and onto the back straight towards the dip can get a run on the cars. These cars are all equal, as we've said. There is no advantage from the cars, and I think that is a great place. Exit 7 get a run on your competitor, get a clean pass down there over the rise under the bridge, and then be careful into the hairpin, because you will see a lot of people, euphoria might take over. They had a good run down the straight and then mess it up going into 10A and exiting 10B, and then they get caught out coming down the hill back onto the main straight. So it's going to be quite interesting here.
Absolutely. And for our fans out there, there is a race coming up at the track on October 17th. Really excited about that. Really excited to see just racing get back to where the schedule was, and get people back racing on the track.
Absolutely, and I think it's here is a great circuit. It's always the finale in the IMSA American Le Mans Series. It's chosen that way. It's a lot of people look forward to the last race of the year generally, and I think we've tried to sort of pattern out a little of some of the tracks we've been to are ones that we'll be running on in the real world when we all get back into some sort of normality.
Definitely, and I think we're getting ready to race. We're off.
Okay, here we go. So we've got Ben on the pole, just on the inside. We've had a good clean entry there. We've got Nelson up behind him. We've got Brandon really tucked in close there. All of them made a really good clean start. That's something we've been looking at, so they can really get themselves in a good position. It's something we perhaps missed in some of the build up to this, where we had a little bit of mayhem going on in the midfield, and now we've got everybody running nice and careful together. We've got Nelson just pulled a little bit there on the inside through the S's. We're now going to coming down into 6, so we'll see who can get a good run onto out of 7 out into the long back straight. But good run here. I think we've got Tim here at the back, just being his cautious self, which has been great. So we'll watch him build up.
Here we've got the Transformer car. Great view here. You can see that.
No, it is. I mean, this corner here, you can imagine, before that chicane was in there, you used to arrive at this bridge at full speed, 270 kilometers an hour. And that was one of the most daunting corners ever you go on. And that was put in more for safety concerns. But really good here to see the Pro-Am Mason white transformer with Ben Whetstone in the red transformer. They're running really well together here. They're just working each other out. You've got professional racer against data engineer and great virtual racer in Ben, and I think the pair of them get on very, very well. So I think it will be interesting to see how this turns out.
Yeah, this is great racing here. You can see they're being respectful, strategic, all looking to make a move when they keep one open up.
Yeah, and I think it's good looking at the track map. The other guys are actually all holding their own. They're all now on. They're all through turn 7. So I think that's what we wanted to see. Everybody's running clean. Everybody working out what they've got to do. And if you look in the rear view there, I think that's a good shot to see everybody bunched up together. Just saw there the stem car get a little bit locked up, a little bit squirrely, but this is a nice shot just to see where the rest of the cars are. But that's a good clean bunch there in that 3rd down to 10th place. We've got a pass going on there down the inside. Let's hope it, no. That's always the classic there. Get down the inside, not being able to turn in. The track's pretty tricky there. Little mistake onto the grass, but hopefully I think that may have been Pablo. Recover there, didn't hit anything.
Hopefully just
these rear view shots are good. Yeah. Yeah, we can see everybody's still close together. Everybody's still hanging in there. We haven't lost anybody, which is really, really important.
We've got the stem car in 6th place.
Yeah, we've got Don running in 4th, so he's doing a pretty good job there. I think it's good here. We've got this is a nice shot from over the roof section, and we can see the gaps just starting to open up a little bit, but everybody's still, you know, in contention. A little bit of lock up here from the stem car. I think he's always been somebody who gets on the brakes late, but never really makes a mistake offline. Really quick corner this, very, very quick up against the wall. And you've really got to be very confident here.
We've got the stem car.
Yeah, this is a nice shot when you're looking at the lines through the S's. So we've got Nelson here with Ben, you know, very close. Either one of these can win this. It's Ben's been careful, I think. Here he's you know, watching where Nelson is, and I think it'd be looking at how his lines are. You do often get two slightly different approaches from the full pro to the gamer, but you know, Nelson teaches a lot of people through esports, and you know, I see Ben there always putting pressure on, which is really good, but not doing anything stupid, just letting him know he's still there, and you know, that's always important. These two have sort of pulled away a little bit now. There's a good shot here as we go into turn one up the hill. Just shows you here where they're all blind corners. You don't really see where you are. You've got to be very, very confident in the line you take.
Ben giving them a little bit of distance around those turns.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so yeah, I think we're looking at the thing. We've got Alessio in the Zotac car bringing up ninth. Saw a pass there, which is got the Zotac car here running pretty well.
And you can see the car wanting to shift on those turns.
Oh yeah, I mean it's sometimes very hard to see. Those corners are lofted off camber. You know, you've got a little bit of positive camber going in, negative camber coming out. You've also got a crest where you can't really see where the corner is. So a lot of these guys have obviously been able to, they either know the track or they've been having a little bit of testing during the week to see where they're going. And this makes a huge difference in your ability to be very secure. Here's a really nice shot here down into the turn 9, going into 10A.
We've got the stem car in sixth place.
I'm just trying to pick out where the two Viva cars are now. You know, I think they're again doing a really nice, tidy job. They haven't done anything to try and in frustration to get up from the back. I mean, they're all very credible guys in this. They've all done a good job in the weeks building up to it, and I think they've all learnt that you know, to win you first need a finish. So you know, if you can't fight for the front, fight for a position as you build and learn. Okay.
Here's the Viva
so we got
car.
Rivas. Okay, so we're back with the Viva car. Yeah. He's got a good clear field though in front of him, so it's still nice and clean. You know, I think just doing a good job. You know, not made any big mistakes. We're coming into this hard braking area here, 9 into 10A, then out up the hill. You know, using the curbs. You have to run on the curbs. As we dive down here into the last turn, 12. Very good, careful here to be on the exit. You've got to be careful you don't really catch the inside curb. You've got a very hard wall there on the inside. You know, this is again a very quick corner as you turn into one, up into two. Nice shots, good camera shots when you start to see how the cars are taking these corners.
Absolutely. One thing you notice also is just the change in elevation around the turns and around some of the straights. It's very challenging.
Oh, it is. I mean, in the rain here, this is an enormous challenge to drivers. You've got a lot of Georgia clay that can run off the corners, and you get sort of streams running across the track. You know, they don't stop the race. They'll only stop it if you get flooding, so it can really catch out a lot of the drivers. So, you know, it's a huge challenge here. When you say a lap time here is 1:06 now, I mean, the lap times have just dropped dramatically as the pace of the cars and the full downforce comes into play with these tracks. So it's not a lot about the big horsepower. It's definitely about the amount of suction these cars have created from the underfloor, and it's brought the lap times lower and lower and lower.
Speaking of that Georgia clay, you can see some of that kind of bleeding into the track.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting event. You know, if you do the 10-hour race here in October when you always get some rain, you know, it's like kids playing at a sandpit. I mean, you get a lot of people covered in brown clay. The cars get covered in it. The crew gets covered in it. You know, and it's one of the features. It's you know, it is become through Petit Le Mans. It's originally was okay. So now with the Zotac, so Brandon doing a good job here. You've got a different camera shot to me, I think. At least, so you just have a run through these.
Yeah, Brandon's in third position here.
Now, here's a guy that's made great progress in the Zotac car. I mean, you know, he's just kept this clean all along. Every time he's run, he's made more and more progress. He's really focused on what he had to do. And I think up against, you know, really, and again, putting a cross section in this field of Nelson, as you know, as a very experienced pro guy with a lot of experience in single seaters, raced in Europe a lot, been in sports cars, and you've got Ben, you know, who's an accomplished sim racer, who's, you know, been really putting his skills, you know, and learning about the real world through the data function through the company. You know, it's the whole ability of how you bring people from, you know, an educational platform into just running. So we've got a nice picture here of again Brandon. He's staying, you know, pretty well in touch. He's staying in touch with Mason and Wheatstone pretty good, keeping himself clean, and he's really working on making sure he can stay on a podium. And I think that's you know, real attribute to what his focus has become.
Absolutely. We just saw Ben make a move for first. With 5 laps to go, this is going to come down to the wire. This is exciting.
Yeah, and I think we've got the 4th, 5th, and 6th. You know, have all now come down past the main straight, so they're still pretty bunched up. They're still trying to get themselves a good position, which is pleasing to see.
This is where discipline really defines how you finish.
Oh, very much so, and this is what we've talked about all along. You know, it's in a way the master class. After this, you know, the guys go away and they got to think about, right, how do I close the gap now? What makes me now, you know, a little more competitive? You know, I've learned about being disciplined. I now have to find the competitiveness a little better, and I've now got to get up there into the front. And this is where we're going to see big improvements when we come on the track again, hopefully in September. And I think we'll see a big improvement. We're going to see new people coming into it, and I think that's what this was all about.
Definitely. Here we see Alessio in 7th place.
And again, I think Alessio's done you know, a great job here. You know, he's really worked on this with a Zotac car. He's very smooth. You know, he's really actually worked out big length about how he keeps the whole thing, you know, off off online, let's say, and exit like this corner, really good. Nice positioning. Yeah, we had a couple of good views. The overshot here, as the views change, it's nice to get a real low angle on the corners. I mean, this really gives you a great shot here through the S's, as it climbs, as it falls down here. Whoa, there's a classic. Got on the grass, caught, recovered really well. That was good. No damage.
Absolutely.
Probably lost a few tenths of a second there. So that was nice. Here's a good three-quarter rear shot here. We'll just see this probably as the car gets a little bit loose on the outside edge. Yeah. Those curbs can get really slippery if you try and get on the power. But nice shot. Nice shot. This is 3, and now we're going, I think, back to. This looks like our leader in Mason with Ben following.
Yeah, here's Don actually. Don.
This is Don. You're right. Yeah, yeah. When we see them come in, so this is Don now. I think in 4th place, which is great. Don's done another solid job, and as we saw earlier, Don is on a hand controller. For those of you who are looking at it, a lot more difficult running with a hand controller than it is running with a wheel. So he's done a really fantastic job. As we saw him earlier, he's getting mopped down. He obviously got a bit of sweat before he got on after practice, and I think we got a really close shot here. I think it's Pablo following now, getting close to Don.
Yeah, Pablo's right on the heels.
Yeah, and again, Pablo's done a good job. He's somehow got caught in some of the mayhem in the restarts that we've seen earlier on. Not grabbed the position that he really wanted a few times. So again, I think everybody's had the chance to run here clean. Yeah, and here we got Pablo making a pass on Don. Let's see if he can make it stick. We saw him make a little mistake earlier on. I think he got good clean air there. He really got it front. So hopefully we can maintain that position. Don again didn't try attacking him, on the inside, going as a lunge, which is what we've seen a couple of times from a few people in the build-up to this. I'm just looking at the map now to see where everybody is, I think. That's great. Yeah. This is a good 3rd and 4th position here. With Pablo and Don. I mean, they've done well. They've got themselves in a good points position. They know they're vying for the 3rd spot. And that's quite key here, getting on the podium. Pablo's been able to pull a bit of ground here, really get himself a few cars lengths here on Don. And as I say, Don's on a hand controller, so he's having to work quite hard here to do this.
Definitely.
Pablo's on a full sim, so he's got a little bit of an advantage here. But again, they're all doing a great job keeping clean, and nobody's making any big mistakes here. We're now with one of the STEM cars.
He's in mix. He's right behind Pablo and Don.
Yeah, this is Lewis. We haven't seen Lewis here for a little while. Again, Zach's been very, very clean here. Another guy's learned a lot. Come into this a little bit blind early on in the beginning when we started a run, and I think the 2 STEM guys have done exactly what they're carrying the branding of, and that is they've learned, they've kept clean, and they've used that knowledge. They've worked as a pair well together, and I look forward to seeing them in the next round and actually getting themselves right up in that top group. This is great.
We're on our final lap here.
now we can see everybody. Yeah. Okay, so that's good, clean lap. So Ben's been given space there. The Viva car was really good. Didn't try and block him. Knew in his mirrors there's a car coming up to pass you, and these are exactly the things. It's all racecraft, and this is exactly what everybody has to learn, and it's what some of the guys we didn't see in the earlier, who didn't get into the final. They're just being able to not just look at where you're going, but who's coming up behind you. This is what this is all about. Racing is all about, in big races, how you keep yourself in a position. If the front guys do have problems, you're still in a good position to get results.
We have Ben coming up on the finish line. There you have it.
Yeah. So
Here's
good run there.
Place.
You can see there's a really tight corner coming down there. A lot of drop, a lot of climbing. Whoa. Okay, cross the line on the grass.
Pablo coming in
as a team of that.
A third.
Nice. Now great effort there from Pablo. He's worked hard through the events to get himself up into that podium in the finale, and very pleased to see that. Don just missed out a little bit there, but again, a good solid fourth place, good clean. We got the second Zotac car coming into sixth. He comes down the hill into turn 12, coming to the start finish line. Lacio done a good job there. We had some difficulties early on, just getting sometimes his equipment working as well. So I'm really pleased to see he's in there. Here's one of the Viva cars now is coming up over the hill, going down into turn 12. Nice, clean, steady run, and I'm glad they got themselves into the finale, which is great. Both him and Tim, good solid job. Now they can build on that. There we go.
Wow. That was exciting. We've got Ben, Brandon, Pablo, first, second, and third. That was exciting.
Yeah, we'll have to find out. We lost Nelson somewhere there. I'm not sure what exactly happened. So as we do a recount, we go back through. But effectively, other than that, everybody that started finished really well, ran very clean, no incidents with anybody. And that's exactly what we wanted to see in this 15-lap event, which was really pleasing. And actually, nobody lost a lot of ground, which is good.
Definitely. Here's the final lap on the stem car in fifth place. See those turns. Great angle there. You can see coming up on the hill. The turns at the end get very tricky.
It is. I think that is a classic shot. That it just shows as they come really down into that chicane, which was, was put in there to slow the cars here under the bridge. They were coming in there at horrendous speed, and with the ability of these modern downforce cars, much needed change, and that's what's been great at the Michelin Road Atlanta. They really adjusted well as they've spent a lot of money on this track and made it into one of the classic tracks in North America. And a track a lot of Europeans just love coming to.
Absolutely. And I thought, we saw a lot of our drivers fighting for position between, seventh to third place. Coming down to the wire, it was really cool to see how they were making positions and finding ways to make their way up the leaderboard.
Yeah, absolutely. And I missed, I don't know if anybody saw, I missed Nelson's drop down from the lead. He finished fifth, so although he might have had a small error there, he recovered, didn't do anything out of the normal, and got himself back into the middle of the pack, which was very, very good.
I agree. I think, just seeing how our drivers have progressed over the past 5 weeks and how it's come down to all of this, seeing Brandon, finish in second place is really impressive.
Absolutely, and we've said all along, that if we take everybody, I think, across the board, everybody learned. Some guys had some difficulty at the beginning. We know they had difficulty with some of the equipment, and I know it's disappointing everybody couldn't get into this final race, but I think we had to look at this as you would at any type of sport. Sometimes it's unfortunate. What you've got to do is not give up. You've got to look at what happened, look at what we went forward in, and actually dust yourself off and come back and be stronger next time around.
Couldn't agree more. Wow. So that's a wrap to the first D3 eSports Cup Championship. Ian, it's been a long way getting here. Excited to see how it all shaped up. Just give us your thoughts on, from start to finish, how we got here.
Yeah, I mean, again, for a lot of people, this was a big vision, and we've said it. There's a lot of people in the back room behind us that have done a lot of work here. We try to look at this as a very different way, not just about the drivers being relevant, as what a lot of esports about, but actually bringing some great brand opportunities, telling some great stories about it, and at the end having a solid race with over 15 laps with a cross-section of people who are professional, and I have to take my hat off to Nelson just to come into this, and also back to, say, Tim, who'd never done this ever, to get into there together and have that opportunity. So I think on everybody's behalf, this was a great first event, and I'm really pleased that we were able to put this on.
Couldn't agree more. Just to recap for our audience, we had Ben Wetson, who took first, Brandon Wang in second, and Pablo Gonzalez in third. Shout out to all of our drivers for participating over the last 5 weeks, but most importantly, congrats to those who finished in first, second, and third.
That's great. No, and I agree with you, and I think if we look back, on all the people that competed in this, we want to see everybody come in and maybe, be able to have more people involved. Maybe we have to do some more elimination rounds, and I think the Swiss format is a great thing in many sports. Sometimes people think it's not fair or it is fair, but actually I think, again, across many sports, it's the fairest way of getting what we've seen as a quality field at the end there. And, really, really happy that we've been able to produce this, and we look forward to refining it, making it a little bit better for everybody in the next round.
Absolutely. And, and as we wrap up, D3 Esports would like to give a huge shout out and a big thank you to our presenting sponsor, STEM.org, as well as, all of the drivers, everyone that's been a part of this, STEM.org, as well as the other partners that we have listed here on our screen. As we wrap up, want to just thank everyone again. When we come back, we'll kick things off with Pit Talk and talk a little bit more about the history that Ian and Simon have in racing. So stay tuned for more.
Hi, Sydney here, one of the founders of D3eSports. We produce and manufacture some of the most consistent, high-potency, compliant CBD products on the market today. We believe in the proper education of CBD products within our industry. If you're interested in purchasing Viva CBD products, private labeling your own CBD brand, or buying white labeled CBD products, please visit us on our website at vivascbd.com. That's VIVIS CBD.com. Have a great day.
Closers Coffee is an exciting new web series that features business leaders, sports professionals, and entrepreneurs. Don't miss our next episode featuring the founder of Arch Rival. Make sure to follow us at Closers Coffee HQ.
Bye.